Hello everyone, welcome to English Meow. Today, I will teach you how to understand fast English, which will help you get more accustomed to and understand the English environment in real life. Many people who study English feel nervous when they hear fast English. At first, the words sound like one long sound with no space. Learners may think that local people speak too quickly or that they will never be able to catch the meaning. But it is possible to understand fast English even if you are not a native speaker. The process takes practice, time, and patience. If you start with simple steps and keep practicing every day, you can train your ear to hear faster and clearer. One day, you will realize that fast English does not scare you anymore. It will feel natural and almost easy, just like your own language. The first thing to understand is that native speakers are not always speaking quickly on purpose. They speak at a normal speed for them. But because you are still learning, your brain takes longer to process the sounds. This makes normal English feel fast. Imagine listening to a song in another language. At first, the lyrics feel impossible to follow, but after many times, you begin to catch words and even whole lines. English works the same way. The more you listen, the easier it becomes, even if the speed does not change. Another important idea is that people often connect words together when they talk. For example, in slow English, you might hear each word clearly, but in fast English, many words join and sound shorter. This is natural and happens in every language. When people connect words, it saves time and energy. That is why learners often feel like words are missing. They are not really missing, they are just pronounced in a softer or faster way. If you accept this and train yourself to expect it, you will not feel so lost. To understand fast English like a local person, you also need to listen often to real conversations. Movies, TV shows, podcasts, and even short videos can be useful. At first, you will not understand everything. But that is normal. Do not expect to understand 100% right away. Even if you catch just a few words or phrases, your brain is slowly getting used to the rhythm and flow of fast English. Think of it like exercise. The first day you go to the gym, it feels heavy and difficult, but after many days, your body becomes stronger. Listening works the same way. Your brain becomes faster with training. It is also helpful to focus on the main idea, not every single word. Local people do not always listen to every word either. They understand the meaning because they know the context, the situation, and the common ways of speaking. For example, if someone says, "Do you want to grab some coffee?" At a fast speed, you may only hear "wanna grab coffee," but you still understand the meaning because you know that grab coffee usually means to drink coffee together. By paying attention to the general idea, you can follow the conversation without needing every detail. When you listen to fast English, it is useful to relax and not worry too much. Many learners make the mistake of becoming tense and stressed when they cannot understand. But stress makes it even harder to hear clearly. If you take a deep breath and remind yourself that it is normal to miss some words, you will feel calmer. A calm mind is better at catching meaning. Try to think, "I only need to understand the main message," instead of thinking, "I must understand every single word." This small change in attitude will make listening easier. Another way to improve your ability to follow fast English is to repeat what you hear. Choose a short audio clip or a short part of a movie. Play it once and just listen. Then play it again and try to say the words at the same time as the speaker. At first, it will be very hard, and you may only be able to copy 1 or 2 words. But if you keep practicing, you will notice that your mouth and your ear start to move together. This practice is sometimes called shadowing. It helps you feel the rhythm and the speed of natural English. The more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel when hearing fast English. Listening to songs in English is also a fun way to train your ear. Many songs are fast, and singers often connect words. Even though songs may not sound exactly like daily conversation, they help you get used to the sound of English. If you listen many times, you may start to sing along. Singing allows you to practice rhythm, speed, and pronunciation without stress. You do not need to sing perfectly. Just enjoying the song and trying to follow the lyrics can already improve your listening skills. Speaking is another important part of understanding fast English. When you practice speaking, you begin to notice how words feel when they are spoken quickly. You may realize that you also connect words and shorten sounds without even thinking about it. For example, when you say "going to" quickly, it often sounds like "gonna." This is natural and normal. By practicing speaking in this way, you will recognize these patterns more easily when you hear them. So speaking and listening help each other. The more you speak, the more you can understand fast speech, and the more you understand, the easier it is to speak. It is also important to listen to many different voices. Every person has a different way of speaking. Some people speak slowly and clearly, while others speak quickly and softly. Some people have strong accents and others do not. If you only listen to one kind of English, you may feel lost when you hear another kind. But if you train your ear with many different voices, you will become stronger. Try listening to people from different countries who speak English. At first, it may be confusing, but with time, you will learn to focus on meaning instead of getting lost in the details of accent or speed. Sometimes, learners think that fast English is only about speed, but it is also about patterns. Native speakers use many common expressions again and again. If you learn these expressions, you will understand much faster. For example, in daily life, people often say, "How's it going?" "What's up?" or "Sounds good." If you hear these expressions many times, you will not need to stop and think about them. You will recognize them instantly. This makes conversations feel easier, even if the speaker is fast. Learning common phrases is like collecting tools. The more tools you have, the better you can fix problems. Another thing that helps is learning to guess, meaning from context. Imagine you hear a fast sentence in a cafe. "Do you want sugar and milk with that?" Maybe you only catch sugar and milk, but you can guess that the person is asking about your coffee or tea. You do not need every word to understand. In fact, native speakers also guess meaning when they do not hear clearly. Context is your friend. The situation gives you many clues. If you practice guessing from context, you will not panic when the words come quickly. It is also important to give your brain enough time to adjust. Understanding fast English is like training for a race. You cannot run very far on the first day. You start with short runs, then longer runs, and finally, you can run quickly without getting tired. In the same way, start with short listening practice every day. Maybe you listen for 5 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, and 15 minutes the next week. Little by little, your brain becomes faster. If you try too much at once, you may feel tired and give up. But if you go step by step, you will make real progress. Watching English movies or shows with subtitles can also be useful. First, try watching with English subtitles. This way, you can see the words while you hear them. Later, you can try watching without subtitles. At first, it will feel difficult, but your brain will work harder and grow stronger. Subtitles are like training wheels on a bicycle. They help you in the beginning, but you do not need them forever. One day, you will notice that you can follow the story without reading. That is a big step toward understanding fast English like a local. Do not forget that mistakes are part of the journey. Sometimes you will misunderstand, and that is fine. Even local people misunderstand each other sometimes. The important thing is to keep trying and not to feel embarrassed. If you miss a word, just continue listening. If you miss the meaning, you can ask politely, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Most people are happy to repeat. The more you try, the more confident you become. And confidence is very important. A confident learner does not give up easily, and that makes understanding faster and easier. One of the best ways to train your ear for fast English is to listen every single day. It does not have to be a long time. Even 10 or 15 minutes each day can make a big difference. The important thing is to be consistent. Just like eating healthy food or exercising, small habits add up over time. If you listen today, then tomorrow, and then the next day, your brain will start to notice the sounds of English more quickly. Soon, what felt very fast in the past will start to feel more normal. Try to bring English into your daily life in simple ways. For example, you can listen to a short podcast while you are cooking, cleaning, or walking. You can watch a video while you are resting. You can even listen to English songs on your way to school or work. By doing this, English becomes part of your everyday routine and your brain gets more used to hearing it. The more often your ears hear English, the more natural it will sound. Local people understand fast English because they hear it all the time. You can create a similar experience for yourself by filling your day with English sounds. It is also helpful to not only listen, but also respond in your head. For example, if you are watching a show and a character asks, "What are you doing later?" you can quickly think of your own answer, even if you do not say it out loud. This exercise helps you connect listening with thinking. You start to train your brain to react quickly, just like local people do. The more you practice this, the less time you will need to process fast speech. Another useful trick is to slow down difficult audio and then speed it up again. Many apps and video players allow you to change the speed. You can first listen to a clip at a slower speed to understand the words. Then, you can listen again at the normal speed. This way, you first learn the meaning clearly, and then you train your ear to follow the fast version. It is like practicing a song on a musical instrument. You play slowly first and then faster until you can perform at the real speed. Remember that fast English is not always perfect English. Local people often make small mistakes when they speak quickly. They repeat words, change their sentences in the middle, or use very simple grammar. For example, someone might say, he. He was, like, really tired. These little pauses and fillers are normal. If you expect English to always sound like a textbook, you may feel confused. But once you realize that fast English is sometimes messy, you will not be surprised anymore. Instead, you will be ready to follow the natural rhythm of real conversations. Another step to understand fast English like a local is to build stronger vocabulary. When you know more words, your brain can recognize them more quickly. If your vocabulary is very small, you will need to stop and think each time you hear something new. But if you already know many common words, they will jump into your mind without effort. This makes fast English easier because you are not trying to translate every word. You are simply recognizing sounds that you already know. Learning new words takes time, but even a few words each day can help a lot in the long run. Reading can also improve your listening. It may sound strange, but reading helps you become familiar with grammar, word order, and common phrases. When you read a lot, you begin to know what words usually come next. Then, when you listen to fast English, your brain can predict what is coming. This helps you follow the conversation even if some words are hard to hear. For example, if someone says, "I'm going to," your brain already expects a place or an action to follow. This skill makes you faster at understanding, just like a local person. Practice with real people is another important key. When you talk with someone face to face, you are not only listening to words. You can also see their facial expressions, hand movements, and body language. These give you extra clues about meaning. This makes it easier to follow fast speech. If you can, try speaking with native speakers or fluent friends. At first, it may feel scary, but remember that most people are kind and patient. Each time you practice, you will become more confident. Over time, you will notice that you can keep up with fast conversations better. It is also a good idea to focus on rhythm instead of speed. English has a special rhythm where some words are stressed more strongly and others are softer. Native speakers often rely on this rhythm to understand each other, not on every single sound. If you train your ear to hear the rhythm, you will find it easier to catch the important words. For example, in the sentence, "I'm going to the store after work," the stressed words are going, store, and work. Even if you miss the small words, you can still understand the main idea. This is how local people often listen. Finally, remember that understanding fast English is a journey. There will be days when you feel progress, and there will be days when you feel stuck. This is normal. Do not compare yourself too much with others. Everyone learns, at a different speed. The important thing is to keep going and not to stop. If you continue to listen, practice, and expose yourself to English every day, you will improve. Slowly, without noticing, your brain will start to treat fast English as something normal, not something scary. That is the moment you will feel like you are really understanding like a local. One more way to train yourself to understand fast English is to use repetition in different situations. For example, if you watch one short video today, do not only watch it once. Watch it again tomorrow and maybe one more time next week. Each time you listen, your brain will notice new details. The first time, you may only understand the general topic. The second time, you may catch some new words. The third time, you may start to hear how the words connect. Repetition is powerful because it makes difficult sounds feel familiar. What was fast and confusing before becomes easier and clearer after many times. Another idea is to speak out loud even when you are alone. You can read a short text, repeat lines from a movie, or even talk to yourself about your day in English. Speaking out loud makes your mouth and ears work together. It also helps you feel the rhythm of natural English. When you say words quickly, you will understand more quickly when you hear them. This is why practicing both listening and speaking is important. They support each other like two sides of the same coin. Sometimes learners feel shy about their accent, but having an accent is normal. Local people do not expect you to sound perfect. They only want to understand your meaning. If you focus too much on your accent, you may forget to listen carefully. Instead, think of your accent as part of your identity. The goal is not to lose it completely, but to make communication smooth. When you accept your own way of speaking, you will feel more relaxed, and that will help you understand others better too. It is also helpful to create a positive environment for yourself. If you think fast English is too hard, I will never understand, you will feel blocked. But if you think fast English is difficult now, but I am improving step by step, you will stay motivated. A positive mind makes learning easier and faster. Local people learned English over many years since childhood, so do not compare your journey to theirs. Instead, focus on your own progress. Celebrate small victories, like understanding a sentence that was impossible for you before. In the end, understanding fast English like a local is about building habits, training your ear, and trusting the process. It will not happen in one day, but with practice, it will happen. Remember to listen every day. Focus on the main idea. Learn common expressions. Use repetition and practice speaking. With time, your brain will stop translating and start understanding directly. That is the moment when fast English no longer feels fast. It simply feels like English, and you will be able to enjoy conversations, movies, songs, and real life without fear. Step by step, you can make this dream come true. Thank you all for listening to today's English article. Please do keep going, no matter what. Never stop learning. One day, you will see a completely different version of yourself.